My child is anxious, and it seems to affect the whole family. We do what we can to relieve the anxiety, but everyone always ends up stressed anyway. It's so hard seeing my child feel this way. I just don't know what to do. I've tried everything. What can I do to help them? I hear you. It's not easy navigating the waters of anxiety, especially when it involves your child. In this video, I provide 3 tips to help you navigate and tolerate anxiety. Hi, hello. Welcome to Nurturing Youth Counseling. I'm Colette, a licensed professional counselor partnering with you in your child's social and emotional development. I answer questions about children's mental health and provide skills that I've learned while in private practice and with my own children. Come journey along with me on this roller coaster ride of life that we call parenting. Before we begin, I want to clarify what I mean when I use the words anxiety and worry. When I use the word anxiety, I'm talking about the physiological changes that take place. When I'm talking about worry, I'm talking about the thought process behind it. For example, your child doesn't want to go to school and says they have a tummy ache and that they feel sick. Your child may have anxiety because they're showing the physiological symptoms of a tummy ache. Your child's worry, on the other hand, is different. It's not the tummy ache, but the refusal to go to school. There's a thought process and reasoning that takes place with the refusal to go to school. With that said, let's dive into helping your anxious child. In order to do that, it's important to know what anxiety is and how it works. So what is anxiety? It's a physiological response our body performs in order to survive. It's an alarm system of sorts. Imagine you're driving in your car and a deer jumps in front of you. Ah! Your prefrontal cortex sends a message to your amygdala saying, warning, warning, you're in danger. Your amygdala sends messages to your adrenal gland to pump out all that adrenaline. This causes your heart to beat faster, to pump all that oxygen around to your muscles to get moving. Your eyes dilate so that you can see better, and digestion stops in its tracks because it's not needed right then and there. At this moment, anxiety is serving its purpose, causing you to react to the deer that jumped in front of your car. But sometimes worry gets a little haywire. Our little amygdala gets a little confused and starts interpreting everything as an emergency, when really it's just a false alarm. When this happens, we have to train our little amygdala to identify what's an emergency versus what's a false alarm. That means there's no getting rid of anxiety, but we can learn to tolerate it and make its impact on our lives smaller. As the parent, know your own actions and patterns to anxiety. We know anxiety tends to run in families, so it's likely your child may have inherited or learned reactions and patterns to anxiety from those around them. What do you do when you're feeling worried? When you're able to identify your own reactions and patterns to anxiety, you're better able to navigate and help your child identify their own reactions and patterns. Don't get discouraged. It's difficult to accomplish when you're actually in it. If identifying the reactions and patterns proves to be tricky, reach out to a child therapist who specializes in anxiety for additional support. Have your child externalize worry, name it, and talk to it. This may sound silly, but worry tends to occur internally, resulting in external symptoms and reactions, like avoidance, needing constant reassurance, or strict adherence to a task. Meaning, if things aren't done in a particular way or in a particular manner, there's going to be some kind of a meltdown. By externalizing worry, it helps to shift the internal dialogue happening in your child's head to outside, where we can problem solve and work through it. Now, Your child may be young enough or neurodivergent, making it difficult for them to verbalize what's going on inside their head. A child therapist that specializes in anxiety should be able to help you with techniques and teach you and your child skills that can help bridge this gap. Teach your child to retrain the amygdala by tolerating their worry. Remember, our amygdala gets a little confused, starts interpreting everything as an emergency. To retrain your amygdala means your child has to step into the discomfort and learn to tolerate that worry. By hanging out with these uncomfortable feelings, your child is actually doing the opposite of what worry wants and helping to retrain their amygdala to act differently. This is where a child therapist that specializes in anxiety can be invaluable in walking you through this challenging process. It's not easy navigating the waters of anxiety, especially when it's your child. But if you're able to know your own reactions and patterns to anxiety, have your child externalize their worry, and focus on leaning into the discomfort of worry rather than avoid it, then you're on the right track to minimizing anxiety's impact on you and your child. Hopefully this video was helpful. If so, please like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Also, be sure to check out my other videos where I provide tips and skills to help your child tolerate their anxiety. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time, don't forget to breathe and enjoy this roller coaster ride of life that we call parenting.